I absolutely love Detroit Lions fans. I mean that in the best possible way, guys. Welcome to the show. You guys see the thumbnail. You see what I'm going to be talking. Okay. Why do I love our fans? We are the most passionate fans I think I've ever encountered. I've lived in a lot of different places. I've never experienced fans, especially these last couple of years, like we have with Detroit Lions fans. We are truly one of a kind. We are deeply, deeply passionate. But what kind of bugs me is anytime a player is mentioned in a trade rumor or any type of possibility of coming to Detroit, we immediately have to picture them as a Detroit Lion. Okay. Anytime a player is mentioned as being available for trade, it's got to be a Detroit Lion. That's just start. I don't. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So, I've seen a lot of trades out there today. I've seen a lot of names popping up. The Kansas City Chiefs have been active. The Titans have been selling everyone. I've seen the Steelers making some moves. I've seen, or some rumors. I've seen the Jets making some moves. And then Cooper Kupp's name comes up from the Los Angeles Ram. We're familiar with him. Okay. Played him in the playoffs last year. He came to Detroit week one. Hell of a player, one of the best receivers in the league. I've seen his name coming up as being linked to the Detroit Lions. I think this is the most insane trade I've ever seen. But what I like to do, I sit down, I try to think rationally, I try to weigh out some pros and some cons, and try to think of a way where maybe this could fit if it were to happen. Okay. Now, again, to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I do have some interesting points, and this is where I want you guys to leave your comments. Let's have a discussion about this because there is a way where I think Cooper Kupp could work. We'll get to that. The rumor is going around that the Los Angeles Rams are shopping and selling everyone. I've seen Matthew Stafford's name linked to the Minnesota Vikings. Cooper Kupp is being linked to at one point the Chiefs before they got D Hop just a little bit ago earlier this morning. I've seen him linked to the Bills before they got Amari Cooper. I've seen him linked to the Steelers, the Lions. Cooper Kupp is a hell of an athlete. He's a hell of a wide receiver. All right. So let's dive in. First of all, the rumor is a second round pick. So let me just set the table with that. Okay. So that's out there and it's talked about. Let me bring up, like I said, I sat down. One of the benefits of having my wife be pregnant is she goes to sleep super early. She's super tired. What does that do? Gives me more time to talk about some Detroit Lions football. So that's what we get to do tonight. A little twofer for you guys. I posted an episode earlier. We got this one right here. Pros of Cooper Kupp being traded for the Detroit Lions to the Detroit Lions. One of the best route runners in football. Okay. This guy's not going to burn you with speed. He's got damn near automatic hands. You hit him anywhere in the vicinity of his hands, he's going to catch it. He's a great route runner, like I said. Him and Amon-Ra St. Brown would be absolute nightmares to cover for a defensive backfield or a linebacker or whatever you think you could put on Amon-Ra, Cooper Kupp, Sam Laporta, Jameson Williams, our offensive line. He makes our offensive unit unstoppable. Okay. It's fun to think about. It really is to think we could just be throwing this football all over the field. 10-yard outs, 20-yard post, go routes, slants, screen. We would be unstoppable. Nobody would be able to match up with the Detroit Lions offensively. It would be similar to maybe the 99 Rams, the greatest show on turf. Now, we're not going to be airing it out 80, 90 yards at a time. You know, we're not going to be getting massive chunk plays, but we have guys that you cannot guard with Cooper Kupp. You would not be able to guard us within 20 yards of a football field. You would not. I would like to see any defensive coordinator out there scheme. How do you stop the Lions from gaining a first down? I don't see it happening. You think you're going to pass? Boom, we're going to run it down your throat. You're going to load up the box? Boom, I'm going to get it out to my playmakers. We would be an elite offense. Another pro of adding Cooper Kupp. This dude's a team player, man. At no point in his career have I ever seen him or heard any drama or divaism or get me the ball type of guy. Like this dude, I think truly truly just wants to put in the work and win football games. I remember when Matthew Stafford was traded to the Rams a few years ago, one of the very first things they did, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford on the beach, going through route trees, working on their timing. This dude's a workhorse. Okay. I love his personality. Um, I have some other stuff. I know what you guys are probably thinking. Stick with me. I'm going to get there. I think that this dude is just the ultimate team player. No complaints. Just wants to win football games. At the end of the day, I don't think he cares if he has one catch for 6 yards that they win the football game. And even if they didn't win the football game, I don't think he's the type of guy that's going to go out and out his teammates. I think he's a culture fit. That's what we have to talk about when Brad Holmes is potentially making a draft pick or a selection or a trade or signing a free agent. Do they fit this culture? What is this culture? Winning football, selfless football play. Can he go out and block? Is he okay with blocking on the backside while the play's going to the other side? There's a lot of things that I think Cooper Kupp checks every single box when it comes to being a team player. Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl champion. I don't think, to my knowledge, we have Carlton Davis. Carlton Davis is the only guy I can think of that has a Super Bowl ring. So he's going to bring some leadership, and we have a very, very young team. Okay. Could he help these young kids? Hey, man, I think we could have used that last year in the NFC Championship game against the 49ers. Hey, we're in a storm right now. We got to weather it. We got to fight through. They're punching back. We got to throw another punch. I think he's that type of guy. To just bring that experience with him too. So him and Carlton Davis, I think those two guys, showing this young team how to get over that hump. Okay. We got there close last year. We didn't quite make it to the big dance. Hey, bring in another veteran. This is how you get it done. This is what you got to do. This is the work you got to put in. And my last pro, and I think this is a big one. He's familiar with Jared Goff. He's familiar with Brad Holmes. They know, both of them, exactly, coming from the Rams organization, they both know exactly what type of player Cooper Kupp would be. Okay. I don't think they would have any issues. I think it would be plug and play, not, hey, let's get familiar with the playbook. I think he's familiar enough with Jared Goff when he was there, his time with the Rams. Hey, man, I know what Jared Goff's looking at in certain situations. I know what he likes to do in certain looks. Okay. It might not have worked out like they wanted it to with the Rams, but these dudes had some pretty good chemistry. They had some good games. Now, Kupp's best years are probably behind him. The year he won the Triple Crown with receptions, receiving yards, touchdowns, he absolutely went off. Thank you for that fantasy football championship that year because of Cooper Kupp. So I think that's probably the biggest pro. Brad Holmes and Jared Goff having that familiarity. I know some people have talked about how we need that guy that just kind of Goff can trust in key situations if Amon-Ra's not open, like a Josh Reynolds. Even though I do like that the chemistry he's building with Khalif Raymond and Tim Patrick is looking pretty good. But I think those are my pros, okay? Elite route runner, makes our offense unstoppable, team player, experience, familiarity with Goff and Brad Holmes. My only con, I only have one con of why not to do this trade. You guys probably already know what it is. It's not a position of need. It's just not. I watched this defense against the Minnesota Vikings put up 15 pressures. I've seen Aiden Hutchinson have a game where he had 15 pressures himself. Maybe exaggerating a little bit, but you guys know what I'm saying. This kind of reminds me of last season when all the talk of Chase Young and Max Crosby and whoever else was on the trade block last year, everyone wanted those pass rushers, myself included. I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal and say I didn't want those pass rushers myself, but what did Brad Holmes go out and do? Traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones. Kind of took every content creator and fan by surprise. Like, man, we needed a pass rusher. We went out and got a wide receiver that really didn't play, was expected to have a big part this year, didn't even make the team, hasn't even played a down, doesn't have a reception. That trade didn't make any sense. I can make more sense out of Cooper Kupp if Brad Holmes just says, there's not a defensive piece out there that I like that I can acquire for the right price and the right value on the right contract, but I can give up a second-round pick for Cooper Kupp and make my offense absolutely unstoppable. So here's the question. Is that a possibility that Brad Holmes has that in his mind, that he just says, good luck scoring 49 points on my team? Is my defense good enough to where I can go add a receiver and become elite? or do I go add a defensive end and make my defense good? There's a difference between elite and good. So I guess this is an opinion. Where do you guys think Brad Holmes' mentality should lie? Should it go towards making the offense absolutely unstoppable, or should it go toward making the defense, putting a band-aid on it with Aiden Hutchinson being hurt? I'm open for interpretation here, guys. I like to have fan interaction. I'm genuinely asking, what do you think? Is this something that's realistic? When you look at it, just saying, oh, the Lions trade for Cooper Kupp, it doesn't make sense because we want that pass rusher. Hopefully, maybe I've kind of maybe talked you guys into it, and I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I'm just trying to open your minds up, see if maybe it's a possibility. If maybe I'm right, maybe I'm onto something, making this offense absolutely unguardable. Stick around. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you watching. Enjoy your night.